Who's ready for some football? We certainly are here at Mitchell Field, the site of today's Nassau County Youth Football League 8-year-old division Super Bowl. Alongside me is Roman Brunetti. I am Ken Connolly. Roman, we got the 2-seeded Plainedge Bobcats against the number 1 seed Massapequa Mustangs. This is going to be a good one.
It sure will, Ken. Both of these teams coming in at 7-1 on the season, but the big thing is Plainedge handed Massapequa their only loss of the season in a 20-19 battle. It was a great game. I'm expecting this one to be just as good.
Absolutely, and we talked to head coach Christian Newer before the game, who hit on the fact that they just need to go out there and play their brand of football against Massapequa. On the Massapequa side of things with Greg Dietrich, he sort of told us before the game that these kids need to go out there and remember that feeling from the loss to Plainedge.
Yeah, he sure did say that. Again, they lost that game 20-19. It was a great game. And he also just wanted his team to play physical, play hard. They get knocked down, get back up, and just make the next play.
Absolutely. We're in for a great one today here as we go to midfield and await the coin toss between these two teams. This is definitely going to be an absolute battle here, Roman. And looking at last year, you were on the call for last year's championship for the 8-year-old division.
I sure was. I remember that game last year, Plainedge against Long Beach. And Long Beach, they got a touchdown at the very end. They got the victory. It was an outstanding contest, played well by both sides. And I'm really looking forward to another great game here, the 8-year-old level between these two prominent programs.
And as you alluded to earlier in the broadcast here, that game earlier in the season on October 26th between these two teams was a 20-19 victory for Plainedge. We're expecting to see just as good of a competitive game today.
Yeah, we sure are. In Plainedge, one of the things they mentioned was they want to play defense the way they have all season. They want to, on offense, they want to move the ball well with a little bit of tempo. Massapequa, they got to play physical, and they want to eliminate their mistakes, put themselves in the best chance to have success.
Absolutely, as Massapequa gets the start here. Nice little chunk of running. That time by number 33, Kane Considine. As he gets a few there. 2nd and 8.
And Ken, these drives will be starting at each team's own 30-yard line. It looks like it's the 40 on the real football field, but this is an 80-yard field at the 8-year-old level. So it's really their own 30-yard line where they'll be starting.
Thank you for that, Roman. And it's a cold one out here, so expect a heavy dose of the run. The ground and pound is what we are going to see today. As a nice little run to the outside. He's got space. He could go. Kane Considine, goodbye. Touchdown, Mustangs. What a start to this one, Roman.
Unbelievable. Kane Considine, nicknamed KJ. He's a big fan of the Jets and Sauce Gardner. A big-time burst to start things here at Mitchell Field. Couldn't have drawn up a better start if you're head coach Greg Dietrich. And the Mustangs, some great blocking by the offensive line. He gets to the outside, and it's just a foot race from there. And he's able to outrun
Peter Wesselhoff.
Peter Wesselhoff for Plainedge.
Great effort there, Roman, by Wesselhoff as well. Stayed on him the whole way through. Great pursuit. Coach has to be happy there. Christian Newer has to be happy by the effort there from Wesselhoff as they go for the point after here. Brinkley's going to hand it off and taking it to the outside and into the end zone. What a play there from Macklin Panarelli, the tight end. Number 25 to just find the edge there, Roman. Get the point after, and put the Massapequa Mustangs up 7-0.
And a great start for Massapequa, the offensive line. What a job on that possession. Brandon Ledwell, Stephen Einig, Jeremy Mahano, Ethan Tolson, Chris Russo, and Stefan Ludeman. Those are your guys that are going to be on the offensive line, and they made their presence known early in this contest.
They definitely did. As we look to the Bobcats for a response, as they set up here, Joshua Younger says his favorite quarterback is Lamar Jackson. Let's see if he brings that dual threat to the game here, Roman. And there's a flag on the play here.
Early on, but you mentioned Joshua Younger, a Lamar Jackson fan, but he's a fan of the Giants. I was surprised he didn't say Jackson Dart.
Right.
I mean, I was looking at the roster. I've seen so many Jackson Darts. I'm surprised the Giants fan didn't put Jackson Dart as his favorite player.
That is very interesting. As they back it up 5 here, trying to get something going on this drive. A 1st and 15. 3 men in the backfield. Handoff. Up the field, a nice piece of running. And that's a nice effort by Weish. Ryan, the guy says he's a fan of Sicilian pizza. You cannot go wrong with a nice Sicilian slice, Roman.
Sure can. I love my pizza. Great choice by him.
Absolutely. And looking at this roster, there's a lot of these kids are good at math. That is something I am not, Roman.
Yeah, I think they've got to enjoy their time at the youth math levels. It does not get much fun as you get up in the high school ranks.
Absolutely. As a handoff for a couple that time. Nice play by the defense to make sure he doesn't get away there.
We're expecting a heavy dose of the ground game today, Ken. It's going to be up to the defenses. How well can they hold up against some of the most dominant offensive lines at the 8-year-old level?
Absolutely, and a 3rd and 3 here is presented for the Bobcats as they try to move the chains and continue this drive here, try to even things up. We're definitely going to see those 3 gentlemen, Giovanni DeFalco, Ryan Weish, and Dominic Larkin in the backfield, as you alluded to, with a heavy dose of the run today. Younger is going to hand it off to DeFalco, who gets a couple there. Let's see where the refs spot it. They say it's a 4th down.
And an early big play for both teams. If Massey, a big momentum swing for them, a chance to go up possibly by 2 scores. See if Plainedge can pick up this 1st down and keep this offensive drive going.
Absolutely, and this is a Massapequa team who beat Rockville Center in the semis 13-0. So they are accustomed to putting up some points and playing stout defense. That's a handoff that time, blown up in the backfield, but a great play by both of these gentlemen. But the Plainedge defense, the Massapequa defense stands tall.
A big-time play by Brendan Ledwell, pardon me. He loves to play fullback, but he made a big play as the defensive end there. A great job getting into the backfield and wrapping up the running back for the TFL and the turnover on downs.
Awesome job there from Ledwell, as he will now take the field as also the O-lineman. A lot of these kids doubling up on both offense and defense. I know we see that a lot at the youth level, but you got to give a lot of these guys credit for that because that's not easy.
Yeah, it helps to bring some versatility, and the more you do, the better shape you'll be in for the rest of your health life.
Absolutely. As Brinkley looks to hand it off to Anthony Chieco, and he's tackled in the backfield. That time a couple of Bobcats in on the stop.
Let's see if the Plainedge defense can respond. They gave up that long touchdown on the first drive. How can they bounce back? We spoke to head coach Christian Newer, and he said that he just wanted his defense to play the way they've been all season, and a great way to do that would be to respond and force a 3-and-out on this drive.
Absolutely. He emphasized, do your job. As a 2nd and 11. And he's going to take it himself. Jackson Brinkley finds the outside. He's got some space tripped up across the 40. And that's a nice tackle by number 34, it looked like, on that one.
Yeah, it's Calderon, a touchdown-saving tackle, as Brinkley had a ton of speed and open space down the left sideline, but that's a touchdown-saving tackle. A huge play by Calderon and the Bobcats defense.
Spectacular effort there, setting up a 3rd and short, 3rd and 4 here. Let's see if the Bobcats can make a stand, or will Massapequa move the chains? And Brinkley hands it off to Chieco again. Chieco spins off a couple of defenders before being tackled here. Let's see what the refs call. And it's going to be a 4th down. Nice job by the Mustangs, or by the Bobcats there, rallying to the football to make a play defensively, as we have about 21 and a half minutes to go in this first half. The Mustangs leading 7-0. This is a 4th and 4. And here comes Massapequa. The handoff, and it looks like he'll have enough there. That was Kane Considine on the carry to the left side. What'd you see here, Roman?
And another great job by the Massapequa offensive line. They've been winning the battle in the trenches so far. A huge gaping hole for Considine, and he makes the most of it as he gallops through and picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, nice blocking there on that left side of the line. Just a great job to fight forward, keep the legs moving, and make a play there. The tackle by Peter Wesselhoff, the safety. Ball on the 20 here. Brinkley going to take it himself again, and he's taken down in the backfield. That's a great job by number 34 again. Julian Calderon, I believe, was on that stop there, Roman.
Yeah, just a great job. He powers through the Massapequa offensive line that's been dominant so far, and he makes a nice stop. 5-yard loss on 1st down. Sets the Mustangs behind the sticks a little bit, and it's going to be essential for these teams to not get behind on schedule, to stay on schedule, put themselves in 2nd and 3rd and manageable, put themselves in a good chance to pick up that 1st down, move the chains, and maybe find the end zone.
Christian Newer, the head coach for the Bobcats, has to be happy with that play. As Brinkley, a penalty flag flies, false start on the offense. That's going to back them up 5. 2nd and 20 here. The Bobcats in a good position to make a stop here, Roman. And they definitely would like to turn the tides of this game. A stop on this drive would be gigantic for Plainedge.
Yeah, they just got to buckle down, make the tackles, do the fundamentals right. That's such an important part of the game here at the 8-year-old level. Just make the fundamental plays and do your job.
As the Mustangs trying to do their job, Brinkley going to take the snap, fakes the handoff, looks right. He's got a block to the outside, makes a man miss. Nice chunk of running there from Jackson Brinkley, whose favorite quarterback is C.J. Stroud. He certainly looked like him there, Roman.
Yeah, I believe the only Texans fan that we might see all day, but a great job improvising, rolling out to the right. Steps out of one tackle there, throws a stiff arm into another. There's some tough, rugged running by Jackson Brinkley.
With some sub-40-degree temperatures today, it is going to be pound the football, Roman, and we're seeing it here today from both teams. So 3rd and 9, more of a 3rd down and manageable, as you alluded to earlier. Brinkley's going to hand that ball off. And to the outside is Panarelli down at the 30. Tackled by number 7, Pasquale Falzone. Nice piece of tackling there from him.
There is a flag on the field, so we'll see what the call is.
And let's see what the official calls on this one.
I believe it's on Massapequa, and it's going to be declined. Should make it a 4th and 10, it looks to be, for the Mustangs.
4th and 10 here. This is where the Bobcats can try to make a statement defensively. As the refs are making sure these guys are lined up properly. The play is blown dead again. We got a false start. So that's going to be a 4th and 15 for the Mustangs here.
And at this age, flags are tough, but I think the most important thing is just bouncing back, trying to shake that from your mind. I've heard people tell me to have a mind like a goldfish. Just forget it and move on, make the next play. I think that's a great mentality to have at this young age bracket.
Definitely short-term memory is what you want if you are a football player. As Brinkley under center once again. 3 running backs behind him. He's going to look to hand it off, and there's a fumble on the play, but he jumps on it. Kane Considine was able to get back on it, but that's a big stop for the Bobcats here, Roman.
It sure is, and unfortunately for Considine, just loses the grip on it, and the Bobcats are able to rally to the football.
And Falzone and Calderon have been flying around this football field for this Bobcats defense, making play after play. As we flip it now to the Bobcats getting the football with 15 and a half to go in this first half. The Mustangs leading 7-0. And let's see if they can mount something here with their backfield of Ryan Weish, Dominic Larkin, and Giovanni DeFalco, with Joshua Younger under center. As the quarterback talks with his running backs. Get the play call evened out. Going once again offensively as Brinkley hurries out there with his squad. Brinkley's going to hand it off to Chieco. A flag flies. Another good tackle for a loss. But it appears they call a holding on that play. It is on Massapequa, so that's going to back them up 10 yards.
But Ken, regardless, another outstanding play by the Plainedge defensive line after that tough early first drive where Massapequa scored on the second play. They've really gotten back in the game. They've really stepped up in it, and they've made a couple key plays that have halted the Mustang momentum.
They have definitely buckled down defensively. And let's see if they can do it once again with a 1st and 20 here for Brinkley and company. Brinkley, the handoff. Nice little move by Considine. What a nifty little move, but again, some stout tackling by the Bobcats defense. That's another nice play. Wesselhoff got in on that tackle.
And I mentioned Kane Considine, favorite player is Sauce Gardner. He had a couple saucy moves right there. A nice spin move, gets a couple extra yards. Looking real agile down there.
Real nifty movements from this kid. We already saw it on that first drive, busting the touchdown run to the left side as the Mustangs are faced with a 2nd and 18 with 12 and a half to go in this first half. 7-0 Massapequa. Brinkley hands it off. Another nice run for a chunk by Considine. And Wesselhoff in on the stop once again. Set up a 3rd and long here for the Mustangs. Roman, that would be essential if this Bobcats defense can yet again stand its ground and make its presence known. As you said earlier, we talked to Christian Newer, and he made an emphasis on playing the sort of defense that they've been playing all season. And thus far, we're seeing it.
It would especially be big after that fumble. They had to come right back out onto the field, and they've already forced a 3rd and 14.
So another nice piece of tackling by Calderon on the stop there. Julian Calderon getting in there and making this a 4th and long.
And Calderon, he said his favorite player is Aaron Donald, the former LA Rams legend. Defensive line helped win them a Super Bowl back in 2022, if I recall. And he looked like Aaron Donald there, getting into the backfield, making a big-time tackle to force a 4th down.
Absolutely, that's an outstanding play. Calderon, also a big Giants fan. A lot of these kids, as you said, are Giants fans. Hasn't been the best of seasons by any stretch. Obviously, key injuries to the New York Giants, but hopefully they give these kids something to look forward to next year with Dart and company.
Yeah, definitely, and I saw a lot of players with favorite athlete Cam Skattebo, the Giants rookie who was so electric for them before he got hurt. The former Arizona State Sun Devil rookie, such a fantastic player, and great will take over at their own 20-yard line.
Absolutely, Roman, especially for these young running backs that look up to Skattebo. And DeFalco, running back for the Bobcats, he looks up to James Cook. James Cook's got some speed. As we're going to take a break here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, stay with us for the Super Bowl here at Mitchell Field. As we we're back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network at Mitchell Field, the site for today's 8-year-old division Super Bowl between Plainedge and Massapequa. It's a 1st and 10 here for these Bobcats. Nice little run by Weish up the middle. And Weish is one of those guys that can play both the D-line and running back. So you are getting a big guy rushing through up the middle there.
Yeah, you said he's a big guy. Definitely hard to bring down. He's a fan of Saquon Barkley and the Eagles. They're having another really great season. Definitely a great guy to look up to, Saquon. Former Giant, now he's an Eagles, Super Bowl champ. Such a dynamic running back.
And we saw some of that dynamic movement there from Weish up the middle, as we are going to get Joshua Younger under center with his 3 running backs in the backfield. That's going to be a handoff to DeFalco, and he's got some space up the right side. Makes a man miss. Across 50, he's down the sideline at the 40. Will they catch him? And they do at the 30-yard line. What a great run from Giovanni DeFalco. I alluded to before the break. He looks up to James Cook, and oh, baby, was that a burst of speed roaming up the right side.
Some great blocking by the Plainedge O-line. A nice juke move there as well. Dominic Larkin throwing in some blocks for his teammate. A team effort for the Bobcats. A big-time tackle by Anthony Chieco at the end. But regardless, the Bobcats are now deep into Massapequa territory with a chance to tie the game.
And that's the big play that they needed, Roman, to really get that spark, get things going, and try to even up this game. Also credit to King Considine on that play for slowing DeFalco down as we get a keeper from Brinkley.
I believe actually it was Younger who just bobbled the snap a little bit. He had to just dive on top of it to save face. But regardless, still 2nd down. Got a lot of time left. 8:36, chance to tie the game. Plainedge got that big play. Now it's about executing in the red zone. They got 13 points last week against Farmingdale. Beat them by 7. And they were able to execute in the red zone. Can they do it here?
And let's see it as another drop snap there, but good recovery, hands it off. And the refs are going to blow it dead here. Saying third down. As the Bobcats try to push this thing into the end zone here. A 3rd and 10 from the 20 with about 7:46 to go in this first half. Let's see if Younger and company can get this thing done here. Handoff again to DeFalco. Finds the outside at the 30. He's got the 20. Does he have enough? And he's pushed out just shy inside the 5. Another nifty piece of running from Giovanni DeFalco.
On 3rd and long, when they needed him most, he came through, shakes a tackle, then jukes out of another down the right sideline. He's like a flash of lightning with some speed, gets very close inside the 5-yard line. Jackson Brinkley with the saving tackle to keep him out of the end zone, but Plainedge continuing to push the ball down the field, and they are on the doorstep of pay dirt.
And they call him Too Tutty G, Roman, and he's trying to get his first of the day right now on this drive. It's a handoff to Weish up the middle. Stopped just shy of the goal line here. As we said earlier in this game, these two teams in the 8-year-old division, they play 80 yards total. So once they cross that 10, they find pay dirt.
And in the shadow of the goal line, it's a battle of the two lines, offensive line versus defensive line in the trenches. Who wants it more in these situations? You got to put the maximum effort forward and allow your running back or fullback, whoever it might be, to have a nice hole to run through to punch it in.
And that is something that Greg Dietrich, head coach for Massapequa, emphasized prior to this game. Play physical and get up when you get knocked down. Let's see if the Mustangs can make a stand. Or will Weish find it? I think he's stacked up and short. Another stout stop by Massapequa here.
Yeah, it looked like there was 4 or 5 Mustangs who were down there to make the stop. Kyle Brancato was down there, one of the main players who in on that tackle. So now it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and goal from the 2. Can Plainedge finally punch it in? Massapequa has one of the first 2 downs of this sequence. Can Plainedge respond?
And with just over 5 minutes to go in the half, 3rd and short. Younger looking to get his team on the board. And which of these 3 studs in the backfield will take this handoff? As the refs come out to ensure that everyone is lined up properly. And here we go, Roman. Big play in this game. The handoff to DeFalco. And we got a touchdown. Bobcats. I think that was actually Dominic Larkin on the carry. Finds pay dirt and gets Plainedge on the board. And that's just what the doctor or line for making such a gaping hole there. That's a great job by Larkin to diagnose the hole and hit it with conviction. Great play. The handoff to Weish. And he tries to fight forward, still churning the legs. But that's going to be a stop by the Massapequa Mustangs on the point after attempt. 7-6 here. And we're going to take a quick break on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We'll be right back.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
The score is 7-6 with 3.5 to go. And let's see how the Massapequa Mustangs respond after that touchdown by Dominic Larkin for the Bobcats, as Brinkley trying to lead his team down the field with just over 3 to go. 3 running backs in the backfield here. And Brinkley's going to hand it off to Chieco. Some more stout tackling from this Bobcats defense. We've seen it all first half here with Calderon getting a piece of the action there defensively. Another nice job there by this defensive front to stand tall.
Yeah, these defensive lines have been awesome today. Both of them have been outstanding making tackles. Calderon yet again. Aaron Donald, he's a big fan of steak. I mean, who doesn't love steak? So many players put down steak as their favorite food. Gets them that muscle, gets them big and strong.
Roman, what's your favorite type of steak?
I like it medium. It medium, yeah.
Little filet mignon, flank steak, what are we going with? Ribeye?
Anything goes for me.
Anything that's steak, baby.
Yeah.
I like it. And it's blown dead before the snap. False start on the Stangs. That'll back them up 5 here. A 2nd and long with just over 2 minutes to go in the half. The Mustangs looking to break a big one here to Chieco or Brancato or Considine and make something happen before the half in this tightly contested affair.
Now, under 2 minutes left, it would be a game-changing play if somebody could break off a big run. It's a lot of room to the end zone, but anything can happen. The offensive lines have been outstanding today. See if the running backs make the most of it, maybe break off a big chunk carry.
And Brinkley handing it off here to Considine, running tough, but a nice strong tackle by the defense.
And Considine's been moving like a train today. But again, the Plainedge secondary stepping up and making a nice tackle.
Steven Zagorski got in on that. He's a big Cowboy fan, Roman, and he wants to play for the Cowboys someday. Starting your football career at 8 years old is definitely a way to do that.
Yeah, those are some great aspirations to have, wanting to play in the pro level, whether it's football or baseball or basketball. I encourage it for all of these young athletes. He's a Cowboys fan, as you mentioned, Ken. Dak Prescott, he likes his ribs. So we're seeing a common theme of barbecue, protein, meat. I mean, you can't go wrong with ribs or wings, anything like that.
You cannot go wrong with some protein and pounding the football forward, and that's what we've seen from both of these teams thus far in this first half, with about 1 minute and 10 seconds to go, with the Stangs leading 7-6. A 3rd and long here for Massapequa. And if you're the Bobcats, if you can make a stop here and get that ball back, you'd be in pretty good field position to make something happen with a little over a minute. Brinkley going to hand it off again. And a nice tackle. That time it looked like Gavin Flood got in on there on that play.
That indeed was Gavin Flood, nicknamed the Bulldog, and he looked like a bulldog there, making a nice, tough, rugged tackle, forcing the 4th down. Another Jets fan, another Sauce Gardner fan. I'm sure these players were a little disappointed when the Jets shipped him off to Indy.
Oh, man. What a shocking trade that was. I saw some viral video of a kid physically crying because of the loss of Sauce, so I can only imagine what some of these guys feel who have him as their favorite player. As we have 25 seconds to go in the half, Massapequa, I think we're going to get, do we get a timeout here? I think we got a timeout from Massapequa. No, the ref saying roll the clock. So maybe we get one last snap, but it doesn't look likely. As time winds down in the first half, that's going to conclude the first half of action. 7-6, the Massapequa Mustangs lead the Plainedge Bobcats in this Nassau County Youth Football League Super Bowl. These two teams hyped up and they should be, after that first half, a tightly contested affair. That was awesome, Roman.
Yeah, it was great effort from both teams. Everybody should be proud of what they've been doing so far out on the field. And if the first half is any indicator of what the second half is going to be, we're going to be in for an awesome finish here at Mitchell Field.
As we take a look here, Roman, at these 2 touchdowns from this first half, as we head to break, Kane Considine getting things going for the Mustangs early in this game. And on the other side of things, for the Bobcats, just a great job from Dominic Larkin to follow his blocks and get the Bobcats in the end zone. We'll be back on the Varsity Media Sports Network for the second half of action in this Super Bowl game in the 8-year-old division.
What's up, this is Sean Lights Out Merriman, former Charger and Bill, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscasts apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
And here he comes again. Off the backboard! Serious!
Daly tries another three. That one's good. One from the left corner, now from the right. Daly's on fire with 10 points in the opening quarter.
Loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash. What a way to end the third quarter.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
Hey parents, coaches, and players, ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job of exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media's been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email Ben at varsitymedia.net. For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media. high school sports fans. Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
He's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off. That's 3 in a row now.
For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports. Hey parents, coaches, and players, ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
And welcome back to the second half of action in the Nassau County Youth Football Championship game between the Plainedge Bobcats and the Massapequa Mustangs, with the Stangs leading 7-6 coming into this first half. And the Bobcats will start with the football after a loss of 3. They're 2nd and 13 here, Roman. We've seen some awesome football played from both of these teams in quite a Super Bowl game here.
We sure have. This has been a phenomenal game between both teams. Plainedge gets the ball first, but Brandon Ledwell has other ideas on the first play. A big tackle for loss, a 3-yard loss. Saquon Barkley fan. Eagles, pizza is his favorite food. A lot of pizza, as we expected. Honestly, pizza, universal favorite food, I guess you could say.
Oh, you cannot go wrong with a Long Island staple. As a handoff to DeFalco there up the right side. But a nice piece of tackling there again by Ledwell.
Massapequa defense playing very well. Stefan Ludeman, John Bura, Cristiano Guglielmi, Cameron Tasia, and Anthony Durso making up that defensive line. They've played tremendous so far, and they've set the tone early with a couple of nice tackles, forcing a 3rd down.
And as you said earlier in the half, Roman, these two teams, it's going to come down to a battle of the trenches, and we're seeing it from both sides. Handoff to DeFalco up the right side. DeFalco's got some room, makes a man miss, and forces his way forward. But he will be short of the first down, as the Bobcats will try to convert here on this 4th down. And Joshua Younger trying to galvanize his guys to pick up a big 4th and 5 here. And Younger's going to hand it off again to Falco. And he looks to be short. And that's going to be another big stop by this Mustangs defense. They are really hanging tough in this one defensively. And Dietrich emphasized, get up when you get knocked down and make a play. And we're seeing it here.
Yeah, once again, Ledwell making a nice play. Cameron Taja Likes to go to WWE matches. How about that? Great play by him.
As we take a look at the Massapequa Mustangs offense, Jackson Brinkley at quarterback with Chieco, Brancato, and Considine, the running backs. Vincent Trapani, the tight end, and Macklin Panarelli as well as we look at those big hogs up front. Brendan Ledwell, Jeremy Mahano, Ethan Tolson, Christopher Russo, and Stefan Ludeman. Great job by everybody all around, especially on that play by Calderon. As Roman, we look at the Bobcats defense here. Liam Ziegler, Joseph Fenneroni, Declan O'Donnell, Steven Zagorski, and Ryan Weish on the D-line with Julian Calderon to cap that off. The linebackers Giovanni DeFalco and Gavin Flood. And that secondary consisting of Pasquale Falzone, Dominic Larkin, and Peter Wesselhoft. Wesselhoft and Calderon have made some big plays in this game defensively.
And Calderon, he likes to play his violin in his spare time. Sure, he's a great orchestra player, and he's great, just as good a football player. He's been making a couple clutch tackles today for his side.
Absolutely. As Brinkley and company look to put up some more points. And Brinkley's going to take it himself. Brinkley to the outside with a flag on the play. Still going, though. Down the sideline, out just shy of the 40. And let's see what the refs call on this one. They're going to call a hold. So they're going to bring that one back. But a really good effort there from Jackson Brinkley, using that nifty speed, that C.J. Stroud-esque play style, and making a play.
Yeah, he improvised. Nice job by him. Again, the offensive line. I know there was a flag called, but hey, they still put forth a great effort, made a nice play, allowed their guy to get to the outside.
Absolutely, and as we have a 2nd and 14 here for this Bobcats defense, trying to make a play with a 2nd and long. Brinkley under center with his usual posse behind him. He's going to hand that off to Considine, who tries to find some space, but the Bobcats suffocating defense, making plays, and they make a big one there. That's a fumble recovery by the Bobcats. What a play from this defense to try to turn the tides of this game.
An unbelievable job by the Plainedge defensive line. They rally to the football. Looked like it was Falzone who picked it up. Pasquale Falzone, fan of the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, another guy who enjoys eating his ribs.
And he likes gym class as well. We're seeing the athleticism, Roman, from him. He's been flying around this football field today. As the Bobcats offense looks to get going here. DeFalco, the handoff, finds the right side. And a good tackle there by Considine. As we take a look at this Plainedge offense led by quarterback Joshua Younger, his running backs Giovanni DeFalco, Ryan Weish, and Dominic Larkin, with his 2 tight ends Daniel Newer and Gavin Flood, and the big boys up front Liam Ziegler, Joseph Veneroli, Dylan Weiston, Steven Zagorski, and Kevin Gable. Making it happen in the trenches for this offense. As we have a 2nd and short with 23 to go in this second half. The Mustangs up 7-6. Younger's going to hand it off, and that's Larkin for a nice chunk, but some good gang tackling by this Massapequa defense as we take a look at these guys. Christopher Russo, James Kilgus, Stefan Ludeman, John Burra, Cristiano Guglielmi, Cameron Taja, and Anthony Durso with Brendan Ledwell rounding out the group. The linebackers Landon Gomes and Macklin Panarelli, and your cornerback Lucas Kelly. 7-6 Massapequa, 22.5 to go in the second half. With a 3rd and 1, they look to pound it forward here, Roman.
They sure do. The running game has been awesome today. It looks like the referee's going to check some things at the line. But 3rd down, a chance to move the chains.
And here we go. And does he have enough? That's Weish. Let's see what they say. No call yet from the officials as they're trying to measure the spot. And it's...
I think they're going to bring the chains out. We're going to get an old-fashioned chain measurement here,
baby.
I think.
Oh, baby, bring those chains out. This is one of the best parts of the game, in my opinion, when we see how every inch and every yard matters in the game of football.
The drama rising.
Let's see if we get the Gene Tessitore, or Sterator, excuse me, index card to measure this here.
Looks like he's just short.
Wow. So another big stop from Massapequa as they try to get things going the other way with just under 22 minutes to go in this first half. Leading this game, leading the Super Bowl, the pinnacle of the sport, 7-6 here. It's been a battle of attrition thus far, Roman.
It sure has, and what makes it better is these two towns are right next to each other. Plainedge is North Massapequa, so I'm sure a lot of these kids know each other, playing against some friends, perhaps. Just a great day here at Mitchell Field.
And correction there, the Bobcats will keep the football on a 4th and 1. Fumble. And that's recovered by the Mustangs. That's going the other way. What a job to find that football and jump on it. That's a great job by the Massapequa defense. And Roman, take a look at this.
They do it again. Getting into the backfield, they rally to the football, jump on the loose change. Ledwell does it again. He's down there along with a ton of other Mustangs. We get a look from above.
Look like Ledwell, right, on that play.
Ledwell again,
to
yes.
recover. That's an outstanding job, finding that football and diving on it to create an opportunity for the Mustangs here. But this Bobcats defense has been stout as well. So we will see her on this drive, a 1st and 10 here. The handoff as Brancato looks to have gotten a yard or two there.
A nice play by Joseph Veneroni down there. His parents say he has a big, fun personality. He's a goofball. He loves football, and he loves his dog. I wonder what kind of dog he has. I wonder what the name is. I wish they told us that.
I'd probably say something to the effect of Bobcat, something like that.
Oof, that'd definitely be an appropriate name.
Who doesn't love dogs? You got to love the kid.
Man's best friend.
Absolutely, as Brinkley tries to get his best friends and company going here. The handoff, making a couple guys miss is Chieco. Chieco's got space, makes a couple more miss. He's still going down at the 50. A run with conviction from Anthony Chieco. Christian McCaffrey, his favorite running back. And oh, baby. Roman, did we see him put those skills on display there?
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey's the king of fantasy points, and Anthony Chieco would have just helped his fantasy manager pick up a couple nice points there as he barrels his way down the sideline. As you mentioned, Christian McCaffrey fan, and get this, he's playing in a flag football Super Bowl tonight.
Wow.
What a day for Anthony Chieco and his family, a big day of football. What a way to round out the weekend.
You talk about a dedicated athlete. Guy's going to need some Powerade and a big bowl of pasta before the game tonight as Considine takes it to the outside, makes a couple miss and still going. Another nice physical run from this Massapequa Mustangs backfield. We are seeing these kids power through, keep the legs running. This backfield has been awesome. The offensive line has been awesome. The quarterback, everybody involved. And on the Bobcat side of things, some great tackling all around this football field. These kids should be proud of themselves, Roman.
Yeah, it's really, their hard work is paying off. This has been everything could really ask for in a game. They're playing as hard as they can, maximum effort, and the results have shown so far.
Absolutely, as the Mustangs face a 2nd and 3. Another handoff here, but a nice tackle That time it looked like Larkin got in on it. Or was that Wesselhoft? One of those two gentlemen with a nice play there to stand up the Mustangs. 3rd and 3. This is big right here. As we look for the Mustangs to try to convert and the Bobcats to try to make a big play in the trenches. And here we go, Brinkley. Going to hand it off to Considine. Up the left side, makes somebody miss. Cuts it in. Down at around the 40-yard line. And did he get enough? I don't think he did. Referee saying 4th down. So 4th and short here. In a 7-6 ball game with 17 minutes to go in the second half. Roman, these are the sorts of plays that can alter the way a game goes, especially a Super Bowl game.
It definitely, if you're the one that makes the big play, you could be the MVP of the game. You could be the star at school the next day. It's moments like these that help shape a kid's childhood.
And let's see what they can do here. Brinkley going to hand it off to Chieco, and he has space. Chieco down the field. Don't call him today, call him tomorrow, because right now he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs. What a job there from Chieco on a 4th and 2 to not just pick up a first down, Roman, but find pay dirt.
Big-time players making big-time plays, and Anthony Chieco does it right there. Christian McCaffrey-esque as he sees the opening, runs free, big-time touchdown. He does that in gym class during the week, and he does it now in the Super Bowl. He's got the 9-year-old team watching him as he runs down the field. What a moment for him. What a moment for the Mustangs as they extend the lead.
And you talk about fantasy football, Roman. If you have this guy in fantasy football, he might have just won you your week.
100%. That's like 10 points right there. What a moment for him, and they can add on with the extra point.
As Brinkley's going to take it himself, trying to find the outside, and he does. And hello, sir. You've got yourself an extra point. Nice job there by Brinkley with the Stroud.
An athletic play by Jackson Brinkley. Now it's 14-6 Mustangs, and they're feeling good 15 minutes away from being 8-year-old champs.
And credit to DeFalco there defensively for staying with it, staying in pursuit, not giving up on the play, and putting his best effort out on that field.
That's all you can ask for if you're a head coach for either of these teams. At the end of the day, obviously you want to win, but you want your guys to go out there, play hard, and have fun. That's at the end of the day, you just want the kids to have fun. That's the whole reason for sports, really, to have fun and make some memories.
Absolutely, as the Stangs rally to the football here. Something that Christian Newer told us in the pregame was what he told these players before the game was, look, you guys, a lot of you guys have been playing together since pre-K and first grade. You guys were made for this. You were made for this moment. And let's see if Plainedge can go out here and punch back down 14-6 with 14 minutes to go in the second half.
Yeah, what a drive it would be. Something you could call the grandparents and say, Grandma, Grandpa, I just got the game-tying, game-winning touchdown. I had a great weekend. These are the moments that could define something like that.
Absolutely, as we have a flag on the play. And it looks like
it's going to be a face mask penalty. It's going to give Plainedge 15 yards.
15-yard penalty is going to put the Bobcats in good position across midfield here. Younger and company trying to fight back with 13:20 to go in the second half and a fresh set of downs to do so.
And they've got plenty of time, Ken. 13 minutes. They've had success. They've got the ball down towards the red zone. And their running game has just been tremendous today. The offensive line has been awesome as well. Can they step up in the clutch and make that big-time play?
As this backfield gets ready to do its job, DeFalco to the right side, fighting through tacklers and still going. A tough piece of running by Giovanni DeFalco there. Fighting through defenders, Roman. That's an excellent effort.
And keeping the legs churning. A nice stop by Brinkley and company on defense. But Plainedge putting together a huge drive when they need it most.
2nd and 10 here, about 12 and a half to go in the second half. Younger's going to hand it off, and that's Larkin. But he is tackled by Chieco and Brancato. Two of the running backs offensively for the Mustangs make a great play defensively there.
Yeah, and we have not really mentioned Kyle Brancato much today. He's a Giants fan, loves Cam Scadaboo. His favorite food is lobster. We haven't really seen that as an answer so far today, but credit to him. Nothing like a good lobster, maybe a lobster roll, some other seafood, and he enjoys to fish and golf.
Hey, Roman, he keeps playing like that. I'm sure his parents will treat him to a nice lobster after this ball game.
Oh, definitely.
Younger hands it off to DeFalco, who's looking for an edge on the outside, but Considine rallies to the football and makes a ferocious tackle there. That's a great job by that young fella.
Yeah, what a tremendous stop by Kane Considine. The speed, the agility, the power, and the strength. He has it all, and he put it on display there with a great tackle. And these are the plays that, define the game. With 11 minutes left, Plainedge, they can pick up the first down, move the chains, or Massapequa gets this stop, puts them in a good chance to win this game, bring home the hardware, and call themselves champs.
And on a 4th and 3, this could decide the game potentially. We still got a lot of time left, 11 minutes, but this is monumental for both sides here. As they call that play in the huddle, quickly getting under center here. Younger's going to pitch it. DeFalco with a burst of speed. And does he have enough? He does. A great run with conviction that time from Giovanni DeFalco, continuing to emulate his favorite player, James Cook.
And a great job by the offensive line yet again for Plainedge, paving the way for their guy and pick up the first down. You'd Whiston and Zagorski.
Great piece of blocking there as a group of Mustangs rally to the ball and make a nice tackle.
Yeah, it looked like that was Macklin Panarelli making the play, nicknamed Mac Attack, and his favorite team is the Massapequa Mustangs. Credit to him for that answer. And his favorite football player is Ray Lewis, the former Baltimore Ravens legend. What a guy to look up to.
Roman, you talk about a kid that knows ball. I mean, Ray Lewis retired in 2012 before this kid was even born. This guy knows his football. That's an awesome role model to have for football. Gain of a couple there. He's going to set up a 3rd and fairly long for the Bobcats offense. Looking to continue rolling on this drive with 9 minutes to go in this second half. A 3rd and 13 situation for Younger and company, down 14-6. Younger's going to hand it off to DeFalco. He's had a lot of success outside the tackles today. And another great job by this Mustangs defense to get to the football and make a play.
Again, it was Panarelli and Brancato rallying to the football, making another stop. I mean, this whole Massapequa team has just been on its game defensively. Everybody deserves a shout-out today. They've just been awesome.
4th and long, little over 8 minutes to go here as the Bobcats look to convert yet another gigantic down here. And that's going to be another handoff to Larkin, who's trying to break free. but he is held in place. That's a great job to finish that tackle by number 27, Christopher Russo, getting in on it in the end.
Yeah, Brancato was there first, and Russo was there to clean it up. Talk about another guy who knows ball. Chris Russo's favorite player, Odell Beckham Jr. Again, I'm not sure if he was born when he made that unbelievable one-handed catch. But regardless, another great football player. Chris Russo also likes to play travel baseball. A lot of these kids, multi-sport athletes.
Phenomenal stuff from everybody out here, just showing the sheer athleticism. As we take a look at here, at the 8-year-old championship team for the Mustangs, bunch of dogs on this team. Guys flying around the field, both offensively and defensively. And that's a credit to Greg Dietrich and company for coaching a well-oiled machine.
And Massapequa was such a great football town. And Ken, in the 8, 9, 10, and 11-year-old brackets, Massapequa was the 1 seed. Just goes to show the culture of football that they have in such a storied town.
Absolutely, Roman. Winners across the board in Massapequa. That's going to be a handoff to Chieco. And he's got space. Chieco down the field. Can they catch him? Makes one miss. The 30. And he's tackled down just shy of the 20-yard line by DeFalco. Anthony Chieco. Lightning fast up the left side of the field.
Yeah, they nickname him Big Red, and he makes another tremendous game-breaking play. I'm not sure how he's going to have energy for that flag football Super Bowl later tonight, but he might just be running off adrenaline based on his performance today. An unbelievable effort from him. He says his favorite food is pizza and a Taco Bell Crunch Wrap. Interesting choice from him. Wonder if he had one before the game, gave him that extra energy, those extra carbs, so, give him that speed and that energy. He's been outstanding today for Massapequa.
It certainly looks like he had a nice hearty meal a few hours before this game, because this kid is running strong. Chieco and the boys in the backfield. Brinkley. A fumble on the play, and Brinkley picks it up. But you cannot advance it there. But that's a great job there, Roman, by Brinkley to recognize what happened on the play, find the football, and dive on it.
Yeah, great awareness from him. As Considine spits out the seed. Great job by Plainedge getting in the backfield. But Brinkley able to get to the football and jump on top of it and scoop it up for his team.
And that was one of those plays in which the Bobcats could have made this, could have turned the tides of this game, I should say. But a real nice job by Brinkley to continue this drive, 2nd and 16, with a little less than 6 minutes to go in the second half of this Super Bowl game. Brinkley keeps it himself, but stout tackling by, I believe, DeFalco got in there to Tutty G with a nice play.
The Plainedge defense is doing what they need to do, doing what they do best, making some great defensive stops. Dominic Larkin again. And it looked like that was Liam Ziegler. His 2 older brothers play football. Definitely looks up to them. A great play from Ziegler. Also another Giants fan. His favorite player, not Scadaboo, not Jackson Dart, but Malik Neighbors.
It runs in the family. And that's something that's really cool to see. As the Mustangs look to convert a 3rd and long, Brancato, some nifty moves to get a few yards there, but again, Larkin and DeFalco rallying to the football with Julian Calderon as well in there.
It was actually Chieco who had the carry, shaking off a couple tacklers, but Wesselhoff and Calderon, DeFalco, Larkin, they all rally to the football. The Plainedge defense continues It's top-tier play, but fourth down with 4.5 minutes to go. This is where the game is made. Massapequa can pick up a first down. They might be home free. They might be heading to the championship or they're in the championship, sorry. They'll be heading to a celebration afterwards.
And this is something that Newer and the Bobcats are used to, playing in these close sweat-out games after they got that semifinal win over Farmingdale, 13-6. Does their defense have another play in them? 4th and 15. Brinkley hands it off to Considine, who finds the edge. And a great job by Wesselhoft. It looked like Considine had some space to operate there, and he could have been gone on that. But a great tackle by Wesselhoft. Roman, that's a great job there. In open space, that's not an easy tackle to make. And he makes sure he wraps up, fundamentally gets to that ball carrier there.
And great job by Peter Wesselhoft. His favorite food, pasta with butter. I'm sure he had a bowl of pasta before the game to give him that energy. Made a nice tackle to catch up to Considine on that play. And the stage is set. Who wants to, etch themselves in the history books of youth football? Somebody's going to have quite the story to tell when their teachers ask them, what did you do this weekend at school tomorrow? Who's it going to be? Who's going to make that big play?
Absolutely. As the Bobcats look to turn the tide, and stacked up at the line there, the Mustangs rally to the football there. And you mentioned having a story to tell on the Mustang side of things, Roman. When we look at Stephen Einig, whose father played at this same field, this same game 30 years ago, and got the W over North Babylon, to be watching his son in this game and watching him play must be a nostalgic moment.
Yeah, what a full circle moment for that family. That's awesome. You'll love to see stories like that. And hopefully if you're little Einig, you can get the dub today.
And there goes DeFalco down the field. DeFalco's got speed, blazing fast. He's not going to be touched. Goodbye, touchdown.
Wow! What a run by DeFalco. When his team needed it the most, he stepped up. That is how you do it, young man.
Just like that, Roman. The Bobcats punch back and stay in this game. That is a phenomenal job by DeFalco, who might have a job with the Buffalo Bills when he's old enough.
Yeah, let's get some scouts out here. Let's call, we got some great players down here. Watch out for these kids in the future. But the job not done yet. They got to get the extra point here. They're still down by 2 points, so they're going to have to get the ball back yet again.
And that is one way to start a comeback, by punching it in with a little over 2 minutes to go. They try to get the point after and then look to make a play defensively as the Mustangs, the other side of things, once their offense hits the field, they look to try to put this thing away.
But what a game-changing run. Still, just an unbelievable play. And the Plainedge offensive line, an unbelievable job. Ziegler, Vetteroni, Whiston, Zagorski, and Calderon paving the way on that huge play.
As Ryan Weish gets stopped. So they will remain down by 2 here with about 1 minute and 50 seconds to go in this Nassau County Youth Football League Super Bowl in the 8-year-old division. The Mustangs knocking on the door, but can the Bobcats make a stand? They beat them once in the regular season. Can they, or will the Mustangs rewrite the history from the regular season?
I mean, what a game it's been. Back and forth, twists and turns, all kind of big plays. We had a huge run to start the game by Considine, a huge run there by DeFalco. We've had big plays, big players have stepped up today. Just a tremendous game to start the 5-game slate of Super Bowls here at Mitchell Field with the Nassau County Youth Football League.
And Chieco as well has had a lot of big runs, including that one touchdown. And the Mustangs are going to take a knee there.
It's victory formation for them.
With 49 seconds and counting to go. 2nd and 10.
But with the running clock, that's really just about going to do it for the Mustangs. Just one more kneel down, and they'll be able to call themselves champs for good.
And a big moment for Massapequa here with time winding down. As we said earlier, this is a town, or a hamlet rather, that is accustomed to winning on the big stage, with a bunch of 1 seeds representing their area today. And there you have it, folks. The Massapequa Mustangs are your Super Bowl champions. 14-12 victory as they rally at midfield with their head coach, Greg Dietrich. A phenomenal game from both sides. Outstanding effort by both of these teams, Roman. But it's the Mustangs that top the Bobcats in this Super Bowl.
Both teams showed their hard work, their dedication, their grit, and their heart. Just a great game from both teams. A well-played game from both sides. But now the Massapequa Mustangs are going to be able to celebrate, and it'll be a great day for these 8-year-olds as they wrap up the game and on to a celebration.
Absolutely, as the ultimate display of sportsmanship at midfield here. They're all going to high-five. All of these kids on both sides left their hearts out on the field and gave it their all in this Super Bowl game. They should all be proud of themselves for the effort that they put into this.
And what an effort by Plainedge. Even though they were unable to come out victorious, they played awesome today. What a job by the Bobcats to get to this game. They got the semifinal victory, and they played well. They put themselves in a position with a chance to win. So unfortunately, Massapequa was just 1 yard, couple yards ahead of them in the end. But a great job by Plainedge, great job by Massapequa, and what a performance by both of these teams to start what should be an exciting day of youth football.
And this is indeed only the start. Roman and I will be on the call for the 9-year-old game as well between Farmingdale and Massapequa. And we see these teams celebrating. I saw Brinkley toss the helmet, Brinkley tossing water on his coaches. Same with Jack Butte. Everybody's in on the action.
They're just dousing him down there. That's got to be cold. I mean, it's like 42, 43 degrees.
Oh, yeah, he's got only a polo on, and they're doing what every Super Bowl winning team does, and that's make sure that coach gets drenched in Gatorade or water. Great job by all of these young men today. As we wrap this thing up, Roman, the Massapequa Mustangs are your Super Bowl champions in the 8-year-old division, and it all started with this man right here, Kane Considine, set the pace and the momentum for the game.
Yeah, he sure did. You can't ask for a better start than a 40-plus yard touchdown run, but Kane Considine answered the call. Plainedge responded. They got within a point. Dominic Larkin with a touchdown run. Made it 7-6, but eventually Massapequa, Anthony Chieco, the game-breaking touchdown, the moment of his young athletic career so far, as he broke free for a huge TD score. Plainedge responded with a touchdown by DeFalco. What a moment for him, but it was not enough. As Massapequa eventually came out with the dub, 14-12.
And we will go to break here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Stay tuned, though, for post-game interviews.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
And here he comes again. Off the backboard! Are you serious?
Daly tries another three. That one's good. One from the left corner, now from the right. Daly's on fire with 10 points in the opening quarter.
The loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash. What a way to end the third quarter.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights. But how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athletes' key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Back here in Mitchell Field, where Massapequa was taking down Plainedge 14-12. We're going to send it down to the field for Ken Connolly. He's got one of the Mustangs.
I'm here with the quarterback of the Massapequa Mustangs, Jackson Brinkley. Jackson, you just won the Super Bowl, baby. How do you feel?
Amazing as all my life. I just want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And this team is just the greatest of all time.
I love that. What are you going to eat after this game? What's the meal of choice after this big win?
Anything. Usually after games, I'm very hungry, and yeah, anything.
Who are you going to be watching on this football Sunday? Who's your favorite squad?
Sadly, they have a bye, but the Houston Texans.
Okay. You emulated your game around C.J. Stroud. You love the guy, right? C.J. Stroud's your guy?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Jackson.
All right,
cool.
This is Diddy Gomes. Can I do it?
A couple great answers there, and
ready?
That's going to do it for us.
I'm here with Landon Gomes. They call him Diddy Gomes, a linebacker for this Super Bowl winning Mustangs. What's your feeling right now after a Super Bowl win, buddy?
Just excited. It wasn't easy, it wasn't hard. I'm just gonna thank all my family and all my friends for being on my side.
Humble guy, what are you gonna eat after this game? What's the meal of choice?
Cupcakes.
I'm hearing cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
Cupcakes. That's the way to do it, like a champion.
Got a little premature there with the ending, but a couple great interviews with Ken, as that's going to do it for us here in Game 1 of the 5-game slate. Massapequa takes down Plainedge 14-12. Stay tuned for Game 2 coming up in just a few minutes. Farmingdale taking on Massapequa in the 9-year-old age bracket. This has been a Varsity Media production. Want to give a special shout out to our executive producer, Ben Turchin, our technical director, Becca Kazix, our camera operator, Steve Fernandino, and Mike Verde. And once again, that's going to do it for us here at Varsity Media Sports Network. Once again, final score in the 8-year-old Super Bowl, Massapequa 14.